as a movement, we're starting to go more into the enemy's territory, and in particular in our hard-hit urban communities, because this battle is not lost. You know, when you think about those 5,000 women that got up this morning and said, today's the day, and they were told last night to go to bed with an empty stomach and come back in this morning to an environment where they had perhaps some plush carpeting and little pictures on the wall and some quiet music playing in the background. Then they go in to the clinic in the back and they're put to sleep. And then they go out the back door empty and changed forever. When you think about that, God thinks about that. And when you think about that and God thinks about that, you have to know and be encouraged that this is not the first time he's been confronted with a great big moral question in this country. It is not over for us. We had this dilemma before in this country, and we saw his hand move. You remind me of one of the warriors during the time of slavery, when that big moral question was on the table before, and it took 80 years for an answer. And I pray on a regular basis, Lord, every time we go past that anniversary of Roe v. Wade, I say, it's not 80 years yet, and Lord, don't tarry long. Let's not let it get to the point where 600,000 are going to be dead as a result of answering this question. But he reminds me, when I get to that point in my prayer, it won't happen like that, because I've got the Harriet Tubmans. I've got the people that are in these communities, just the decent people doing the most amazing work. We have now over 4,000 crisis centers in this country that are doing aggressive work. But you remind me of Harriet Tubman, because when during slavery they were trying to come up with a political answer to this big moral question, we had a whole bunch of players. And some of you might know the story of Tubman pulling them out one by one. You think about Elijah Lovejoy, who was an abolitionist printer. He played a very significant role during this time that another big moral question was on the table in front of the American people. And Elijah Lovejoy had a printing press, and he kept printing. It may be legal, but it's unlawful in the eyes of God. He kept printing this. It may be legal, but it's unlawful in the eyes of God. The same way that today we keep telling them that it may be legal, but it's unlawful in the eyes of God. And he's going to answer this question.